I'm looking at questions of forced displacement, so refugee flows, refugee movements in Southern Africa and Eastern Africa. And I land in Zambia to do that because it is an interesting case. It's a landlocked country, which means it's got lots of neighbors. It also happens to have a lot of unstable neighbors over the course of history, so a lot of refugees have come into Zambia. It's a good place to kind of look at the dynamics of refugee hosting and forced displacement and the way it changes environments, the way it changes host communities. In the face of long-term displacement, like refugees being in camps or settlements for decades and decades, then we do have to start to look at questions of sustainability. My own training and expertise, I make a lot of use of qualitative methods so that it looks like on the surface kind of hanging out with people, but it is sort of hanging out with a purpose. It requires also a lot of work on the front end, like language acquisition and that sort of thing. But then when you're in the field, so to speak, it's talking with people and engaging with people. And so a big piece of my fieldwork, regardless of the project, is a commitment to return fieldwork, so going back to the places that you've researched in the past. Understanding that, again, these refugee situations are much more long-term than we tend to talk about in sort of normal media. If I am looking at camps that have been around for a long time, most times that also means that the international community has lost interest and focus on that place, right? They've moved on to the next crisis, and with that attention goes the dollars. So there's often in these long-term camps a real lack of resources. And so looking at questions of sustainability is critical.